right, welcome, Mr. Peter Adrian. We are so happy that we could be online with you. We have been talking about the COVID-19, and we know that is affecting the entire world. Today, we want to spend some time with you just speaking about things finance, and I'm so happy that you could have joined us. So I'm going to give you an opportunity now, Mr. Adrian, to put our discussion in context. And of course, this virus is deadly.
The virus is the deadliest that I have witnessed in my generation. I know of SARS, I know of mad cow disease.
Yes.
Ebola killed about 12,000 people.
Yes.
But of course, Ebola was concentrated mainly on the African continent between 1976 and 2012. But this is very, very instructive because it means only 16 persons died on the Ebola per month.
Wow.
But since the coronavirus or the COVID-19 as it is referred to by WHO,
yes,
it was detected in December 2019. So we know that it's a pandemic, we know that. The meter from WHO, the world meter, shows that the virus has affected over 2.5 million.
That's correct.
And has killed over 172,000 persons.
Wow.
Now, this means that that's an average of at least 1,533 persons die every day.
Wow.
That is frightening. That is scary.
It is.
Because the world was scared of Ebola, but Ebola only killed 16 persons per month.
Per month, wow.
But now we are talking about less than a half year.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
It has killed, this plague is killing about 1,543 persons each day. Yes. And the number is increasing because if we notice from the odometer,
yes,
the daily new death for America has now peaked at 2,000, and it's likely to increase.
Wow.
If we notice there is increase in Netherlands, increase in Belgium, and it's very erratic in Germany, but it is stubbornly high in the UK, stubbornly, although it's moving, but it's stubborn in Italy and Spain. So what we are really talking about here is a virus of the effect that we have never seen before. That is why the World Health Organization advised that there is no known cure for the virus.
Right.
There is no vaccine.
Right.
So, and what they are offering is that the only thing they can offer is non-pharmaceutical response to it, and that is social distancing. Now, this is what brings us to what we are talking about, Pastor Brown.
So before we continue, then, Brother Adrian, Mr. Adrian, we've created this context of this reality: 1,533 people dying per day. The WHO is saying that there's no vaccine, there's no cure, and the only recommendation that they have to assist us at this point in time is social distancing.
Yes.
We suggest at least, maybe we could say with some measure of certainty up to within the next month, we do not have a cure for this virus. And so the question begs, what will that mean for us as individuals? In many ways, what will it mean for us as households as we proceed? People are not working, people are utilizing more likely their savings to keep things going. How will a protracted coronavirus kind of impact us as we proceed, as we move forward?
Yes, because you see, it is the absence of a vaccine and the prescription for containing it. Notice I say contain.
Yes.
For containing it, that is, they say social distancing. Now, as soon as they say social distancing, it means the reality is that the global society and the global economy must lock down.
Right.
So, in fact, we are here talking because to respond to that only method for containment,
Yes.
the whole world has locked down in one measure or another. So it means, therefore, it means production is locked. Now it means that the economy, if it locked down, the first casualty is always the family or the household.
Wow.
Because then there's going to be loss of whatever business income that they have. Maybe they were selling goods or services, or maybe they were depending on a particular business for the sustenance and the wealth of the house. Or simply, if they were just providing labor services, it means wages and salaries, this is cut. And in very few cases, they are reduced. Now, in a lockdown, the flows of an economy, that is the lifeblood of the economy. Now, when we say flow in economy, we are talking about income coming in,
yes,
expenditure going out. That's a flow. Now, for government, you have the flows the same way. Revenue, mostly in taxes coming in, and expenditure with respect to the consumption of the goods that they buy, or the public sector investment program that they must spend on. Now, for the business, what is happening is very critical, because production, consumption stop, supply and demand stop, and or they are restrained, and buying and selling are restrained. Right. So if you notice, like here in St. Kitts and the rest of the world, where you have total lockdown, particularly in the Caribbean, you have only set days and set hours on the curfew. For us here, today is a set day.
Right.
You are allowed from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. to go and shop. Outside of that, you
stopping you from going to do your shopping.
But that's all. But the thing is possible that I saw an old man. He left his home and he never got to the supermarket, you know. Wow. Because although he took the line, and because they were not very kind to him to allow him to go, they insisted that he took the line. At the end, he could not enter the supermarket. Wow. And in our case, they only give you 2 days. Now, for governments now, the revenue is going to decline. But even if revenue decline, the consumption will decline. That is the goods and services that they have to buy, and the public sector that will close. But the thing is, the transfer will increase. That is government subsidies. Right. In other words, what they want to give to bring support to the business sector and to household and so on. Right. So for the families now, or the household, in some cases, not only would their flow stop, but because their savings were not strong, it means their resources almost dry up.
Okay, so Doc, you're saying
on
here,
top of that,
not to cut you, but you're saying here that the impact of the economic impact on the government will in turn affect the impact on the household. And you're also suggesting that in many cases, maybe because savings were not strong, it means that households will find themselves in a challenging position in a very short time.
That's right. In some cases, for example, here in St. Kitts, the hotel sector, and that is very important in Antigua. The hotel sector, hospitality and transport. Yes. They were given a week or so to tidy up, because the last plane in St. Kitts would leave on Wednesday. Wow. So which means that what the hotels did here, they closed down and they sent everybody out, at least they say for 3 months. Wow. But now we realize it's going to be longer than 3 months. Some of these people, all they did, they received some sort of severance, some kind of package. Right. Now they were thinking, I suppose, management would have thought, look, okay, that is like closing when it is off season, so we'll pick again. But the thing is, the uncertainty is, you do not know when you are going to reopen.
That's correct.
So this is why I said that when that flow is disrupted, it pressures the household. It forces them to adjust.
Correct. Correct. So households
Because
must adjust.
they must adjust. Because if you, and the adjustment we're talking about here is a different kind of adjustment. In fact, I want to say it like that. The household must adjust to what may be a new flow for them, because maybe the house is they're giving them half salary,
right?
Or maybe they're giving them part salary, or it may be the last pay that they got, Pastor, when they left was the last one.
The last pay,
and it could be the last one that they will get for a very long time.
Wow.
So I said the flow is dried up.
Right.
Now, this is more urgent and must be treated more carefully than when a breadwinner in the house loses the job. When a breadwinner loses the job,
yes.
What actually happens is you say, okay, Pastor Brathwaite has lost his job, So, guys, what we're going to do? Well, he is well trained, so and so. He has skilled and whatever. He can either go to a business because he has a lot of good reputation out there. And look, we are praying hard on this thing, but he has skills to sell. We're expecting in 1 or 2 months' time, he's going to launch a new job.
Right.
And in most cases, that happens. But see what happened here. I said, I'm stressing that point for 3 reasons.
Yes.
1.
Yes.
With the COVID-19 disruption, we do not know the length of the downturn.
We don't know the length. Okay. So we don't know how long it will be protracted. Good.
That is critical.
Yes.
Because the household, in a sense, they could reasonably say, my husband or my wife, who they are skilled, they will get a job. And we can begin to budget for 2 or 3 months. So by that time, they will get a job. Right. In this case, you can't.
You can't do that. Okay, so that's reason number 1. What's the next reason?
Number 2, we are told by WHO and the powers that be, to be on the safe side, we must begin to treat the prevailing situation as a new normal.
Wow.
Do you get the frightening part of this thing?
I'm following you. So
saying,
yeah.
It's a new normal, not just the social distances. Begin to understand that you might very well be out of a job for some time.
Wow. That's
you might very well be called upon to make some sacrifice, hard sacrifices for some time.
Yeah, that's challenging.
You might very well end up losing. You might have been in a very nice place. You were doing well, and things were glad. Your face was bright. You might very well enter a new phase in life.
Right. That's a gloomy thought. Wow.
So because the funds are drying up, the household, therefore, I argue, must begin to take the following measures.
Until next time, we're going to sign off for now. And Mr. Adrian, thank you so very much for giving us some of your time and your expertise. I know you're an extremely busy man, even in these times of lockdown and isolation.